Dollar. You're holding a penny in your hand. Just a regular penny, right? Wrong. Because if you have the right one, you're not holding 1 cent. You're holding $1 million. And I'm not exaggerating. But here's the kicker. You might have already spent it without even knowing. Or worse, it's sitting in a jar in your closet, completely ignored. Don't blink, because what I'm about to show you could literally change your bank account forever. What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today, we are diving into one of the most valuable, most mysterious, and most overlooked coins in American history. We are talking about the 2009 Abraham Lincoln penny. But not just any 2009 penny. I'm talking about the one with the mint mark, the D from Denver, that is currently worth a fortune. We are talking life-changing money, but there's a catch. And most people have no idea what to look for. By the end of this video, you are going to know exactly what this coin looks like, exactly why it's so valuable, and exactly where you can find it. So stay tuned. Hit that like button if you're ready to get rich. Let's go. Alright, let's set the scene. It's 2009, a historic year. Why? Because it was the 200th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Now, the U.S. Mint did something special. They decided to honor Honest Abe in a way they never had before. For the first time ever, they changed the design on the back of the penny. For different designs over the course of the year, each one representing a different stage of Lincoln's life. From his log cabin days to his time as a lawyer in Illinois, people were excited. Collectors were going crazy. Everyone thought they were holding a piece of history. But here's the thing that nobody saw coming. Among those millions of pennies minted that year, there is a specific variety, a specific error, a specific combination that has turned the coin collecting world completely upside down. And that's the 2009 D Lincoln penny. So, stop and think about this for a second. We are talking about pennies. The coin we throw in the couch cushions. The coin we use to buy gum. But this specific one, it's rarer than a 4-leaf clover. Now, let's get into the details. If you are looking at your pocket change right now, check the date. It has to say 2009. Then, you need to look at the front right next to Lincoln's profile. Do you see a tiny little letter? That's the mint mark. We are specifically talking about the D mint mark. That stands for Denver. Coin from the Denver Mint. And this is where it starts to get interesting. You see, in 2009, the Denver Mint produced millions of pennies. But there was a hiccup, a mistake. And that mistake changed everything. We need to talk about the formative years design. That's the one where Lincoln is reading a book while sitting on a log. It's a beautiful design, right? Very patriotic. But look closer. Look at the log. Look at the details. Some of these pennies have a major error. A doubling. Not just a little smudge, we are talking about a severe, visible double die. That means the design was stamped twice, slightly off, creating a shadow effect. And on this specific design, with this specific mint mark, that doubling is almost invisible to the naked eye. But under a magnifying glass, screaming at you, that's the secret. That's the holy grail. But wait, there's more. Even without the doubling, even the regular, standard 2009 D pennies are harder to find in circulation than you might think. Why? Because of production issues. You see, the economy was crashing in 2009. People were hoarding money. The demand for new coins actually dropped. The mint slowed down production. So, the mintage numbers for 2009 pennies are actually lower than previous years. Low mintage means high value. But again, we are talking about the specific error coins that are hitting the auction houses for insane prices. Let me paint you a picture. Imagine you're at a garage sale. You see a jar of pennies for $1. You dig through it and you find this coin. You pay $1 for the jar. You take it home. You watch this video. You check that penny. And you realize you have the 2009 D double die. What happens next? You don't just have a penny. You have a treasure. And we are not talking about $100 or $1,000. We are talking about the kind of money that makes you want to call your mom and scream into the phone. Now, I know what you're thinking. There's no way a penny can be worth that much. I get it. Sounds crazy. It sounds like clickbait. But let me drop some facts on you. There is a market for these coins. Professional grading services like PCGS and NGC track every single one that gets submitted. And the numbers are staggering. In perfect condition, a perfect red grade 2009 D double die penny has sold for over $100,000. But wait, I said $1 million, right? Well, hang on, because it gets even more extreme. We are talking about the proof versions. The ones that were never meant to go into circulation. The ones struck on special planchets. A 2009 D Lincoln penny, graded as MS67 red, with that specific double die error, the auction estimates have been placed as high as $1 million. And it's not just about the grade. It's about the story, the time, the history, and the insane rarity. There are probably only a handful of these in existence. But here's the wild part, and this is the big secret. Most people don't know the difference between the regular penny and the valuable one. They just see a penny. They see copper. They see Lincoln. They don't see the D. They don't see the doubling. They don't see the worth. That's why you have such a massive advantage right now. By watching this video, you are now part of an exclusive group of people who know exactly what to look for. So, are you going to be the one who finds it? Let's break down exactly what you need to do to cash in on this. Let's say you actually find this coin. First, do not clean it. Whatever you do, do not rub it, do not scrub it, do not polish it. When you clean a coin, you ruin its surface. And on a coin like this, surface is everything. The value can drop by 90% just because you tried to make it pretty. So just leave it alone. You find it. You put it in a plastic flip or a safe container. You handle it by the edges. You treat it like the precious artifact it is. Next, you need to get it authenticated. You're going to send it to a grading service. They are the experts. They are going to look at it under high-powered microscopes. They are going to verify the doubling, the design, the mint mark. And this is where the magic happens, they are going to put it in a sealed plastic case with a grade on it. That grade is the difference between a $50 coin and a $50,000 coin. But you can't just stop there. You need to be patient. There is a whole world of collectors, a whole world of wealthy investors, who are hunting for these pieces of American history. They will pay top dollar for a certified, high-grade 2009 D penny. And with the current state of the economy, rare coins are booming. People are putting their money into tangible assets. Gold, silver, and yes, rare pennies. Because they hold their value. This coin is more than just a coin. It's a piece of the American dream. It's a relic from a time of struggle and hope. And it just so happens to be sitting in someone's change jar right now. So here's the big moment. You know the coin. You know the year. You know the mint mark. You know the error. Now I want you to do something for me. In the next 10 minutes, I want you to go to your car or your pocket or your piggy bank and check your pennies. Seriously. Don't just sit there and nod your head. Go check. If you find a 2009 penny, pull it out and look at it. Look for that D and look for the doubling. Are you seeing it? Are you seeing a shadow? If you see anything weird, you drop a comment down below. Right? I found it. In the comments. Let the whole community know we're on the hunt. Imagine the adrenaline rush. Imagine looking at your hand and realizing you're holding something worth more than a house. That feeling is what we chase on this channel. We are uncovering hidden treasure in plain sight. And remember, it's not just this coin. This is your wake-up call. It's your chance to start checking all your change. The U.S. Mint has produced billions of pennies over the years. Billions. And among those billions are thousands of errors, thousands of rare variations. They are out there, just waiting for someone who knows what they are looking at. You can be that person. You can be the one who turns pocket change into a fortune. But don't stop here. If you are as excited as I am, you need to hit that subscribe button. We dig into the history of coins, the hidden errors, and the secret values that most people walk right past. We find the money that's sitting right under our noses. You don't want to miss the next update. You don't want to miss the next secret. So go ahead, hit subscribe, and join the treasure hunters. Alright team, we are on the clock. Get out there and find that Lincoln. Check that pocket change. Check under the couch. Check the coin jar at your parents' house. Do what you gotta do. Because that 2009 D. Abe Lincoln penny is out there. and it's waiting for you. See you in the next video. Good luck and stay sharp. Dollar. You're about to find out why a single penny from 1993 could be worth more than your house, your car, and your retirement account combined. And the craziest part? It's probably been sitting in your couch cushions this whole time. We are talking about the 1993 D. Abraham Lincoln penny with the mint mark. But not just any penny. I'm talking about the one specific version that collectors are paying 7 figures for. 7 figures. That's not a typo. Now, I know what you're thinking. This a penny. This copper. This worth 1 cent. But you are about to be blown away by what hides in plain sight on this tiny piece of metal. So grab your spare change jar, pause the video if you have to, and get ready to look at every 1993 penny you own completely differently. Because if you have the right one, your life could change overnight. Let me set the scene. It's 1993. The world is a different place. Bill Clinton is in the White House. The internet is barely a thing, and people are still using payphones to make calls. The U.S. Mint is churning out billions of pennies to keep up with the economy. I'm talking about billions with a capital B. In Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco, the presses are running nonstop, stamping out the classic Lincoln Memorial design. The workers are just doing their jobs, not realizing that they are about to create what would become the holy grail of modern coin collecting. Here's where it gets interesting. Usually, when the mint makes a mistake, they catch it. They have quality control, inspectors, the whole 9 yards. They're supposed to pull any off-center strikes, any wrong planchets, any weird anomalies. But in 1993, something slipped through the cracks. We are talking about the 1993 D penny. The D stands for Denver. That's where this specific coin was minted. Now, a regular 1993 D penny is worth exactly 1 cent. That's it. You can find them in your pocket change every single day. But there is a tiny, almost invisible detail that separates a 1 cent coin from a coin that could buy you a mansion in Beverly Hills. The secret lies in the details of the strike, the texture, the finish, and a specific variation that most people just walk right past. Here's the mystery. Why is it worth so much? Why would anyone pay 7 figures for something that looks basically identical to the penny you used to buy a pack of gum? It comes down to the way the die was made. Back in 1993, some of the dies used in Denver were overpolished. That means the machine that engraves the coin design was refined a little too much, stripping away some of the fine details. This created what we call the D over D variety, or more famously, the double die obverse. But wait, let me clear something up. A lot of people hear double die, and they think the coin is blurry. That's not it. This is a specific characteristic where the letters in Liberty, or the date, 1993, show extra thickness. It's subtle. It's not the kind of thing you notice unless you know exactly what you're looking for. So most people see that weird thickness and think, oh, that's just a worn-out coin. Or, maybe it got damaged, and they toss it back into the jar. That's the mistake. That's the million-dollar mistake. Let me tell you about the time a guy in Ohio found one. He was sorting through his dad's old coin collection. He found a box of pennies. Nothing special, just loose change his dad had saved over the years. He saw one that looked a little odd, but he almost put it in the spend it pile. If he had, that would have been a $100,000 loss. But he didn't. He took a closer look. He noticed the date was slightly raised compared to other coins. He saw the mint mark was thicker than it should be. He sent it in to be graded. You know what the experts said? It was an authentic 1993 D double die variety. Now let's talk about the money, because this is where things get spicy. What is this coin actually worth? If you have a 1993 D penny with this exact mint error, and it's in good condition, we are talking about a value that can exceed $100,000. I'm talking raw, uncirculated. But wait, I said millionaire, right? Well, it gets better. There is a specific sub-variety of this error that is so rare, so hard to find, that it has sold for over $1 million at auction. I'm talking about the 1993 D mule penny, or the one with the incorrect obverse die. But let me stay focused on the Lincoln Memorial version. If you have this specific coin and it grades at MS65 or MS66, That's mint state, basically flawless. You are looking at a minimum payday of $300,000. If it's the rare high-grade version with the full double die, hold on to your seat. Experts estimate that specific coin has reached up to $1.7 million in recent private sales. I want you to think about that for a second. A single penny. A coin that weighs less than a AAA battery. Worth enough to pay off your mortgage, buy a brand new sports car, or put your kids through college. And it's sitting in a jar in your kitchen right now. Or it's in your car's cup holder. Or maybe your grandma put it in a drawer 40 years ago and nobody has looked at it since. This isn't a fairy tale. This is happening right now. In the last 10 years, coin collecting has exploded. It's not just old men with magnifying glasses anymore. A new generation of collectors is paying top dollar for modern errors. The demand is high, and the supply is ridiculously low. Here is the part that gets me excited. Most people think they have to be a professional to find these. They think they need a microscope or special training. But the reality is you just need a good pair of eyes and a little patience. Stop. Pull out your change right now. Look at the date. 1993. Do you see the D? Okay, good. Now look at the word liberty. Is it crisp and sharp? Or does it look a little bold? A little thick? If the letters look like they have a shadow or a doubling effect, you need to stop what you're doing and put that coin in a protective sleeve immediately. But even if you don't see the double die, don't throw it back. There are other varieties. There's the 1993 D grease error, where the die had grease in it, leaving blank spots on the coin, or the off-center strike, or the clipped planchet. All of them are worth significantly more than 1 cent. I'm gonna let you in on a secret. The biggest mistakes people make are assuming that if it's not silver, it's not worth anything. That is the biggest lie in the coin world. The copper penny, especially the 1993 D, is a sleeping giant. The mint made billions of them, but only a handful of them are the variety that makes you a millionaire. The clock is ticking. Every day, these coins are getting damaged. People are spending them at vending machines, throwing them in Coinstar machines, or just losing them in the trash. The population of these valuable pennies is shrinking. That means the value is only going up. I want to take a second to ask you a question. Have you ever looked through your pennies before? Have you ever checked a 1993 D penny? Because if you have a pile of change in your house, you have a lottery ticket in there. You just haven't checked the numbers yet. Imagine this scenario. You go down to your basement. You open that old coffee can full of pennies your dad left behind. You sift through them for 20 minutes. You find a 1993. It has the D mark. You check the letters. You see that doubling. Your heart starts racing. You verify it with a magnifying glass. It's real. You head to a coin dealer. He looks at it. His eyes go wide. He offers you $20,000 on the spot. But you hold firm. You send it to PCGS or NGC to be graded. They slab it and send it back with a grade of MS66. You put it up for auction. The bidding goes crazy. Suddenly, a piece of copper that you almost threw away just paid for your child's wedding, or your early retirement, or that dream vacation to Bora Bora. That is the reality of coin collecting. It is the only hobby in the world where a few cents can turn into a fortune because of a microscopic error made 30 years ago by a tired worker in a factory in Denver. But let me be blunt. Most of you won't find it today. I'm not going to lie to you. It's rare. That's why it's worth so much. But there are thousands of other valuable errors from 1993 that are still out there waiting to be found. The real gold mine is not just the specific $1 million coin. It's the knowledge. Once you know what to look for, you can find valuable coins everywhere. You can go to garage sales. You can check bank rolls. You can look through your own pocket change. You can become the person who finds the treasure. The trick is to stop looking at pennies as pennies. You have to look at them as historical artifacts. They are pieces of art. And sometimes the artist, or in this case, the machine, made a beautiful, profitable mistake. Here is the important piece. The excitement isn't just about the money. It's about the chase. It's about the thrill of the hunt. It's about holding a piece of history that could change your life. It's about beating the odds. And honestly, Even if you look at your coins and you don't find the $1,000,000 penny today, you're going to find something else. You're going to find a coin from the 50s, or a wheat penny, or a steel penny from World War II. All of it has value. All of it is worth more than face value. I want you to go check your coins right now. Seriously. Hit pause. Go look. And if you find something cool, come back here and drop a comment. Tell me what year it is. Tell me what you found. I read every single comment, and I love hearing your success stories. If you enjoyed this video and you want to learn more about hidden money and coins that could be in your pocket right now, you need to hit that subscribe button. Tap the bell icon so you don't miss the next video. Next week, I'm revealing the one coin from 1995 that has doubled in value in the last 2 years, and you probably have it in your pocket right now. Thank you for watching, keep hunting, and remember, in the world of coin collecting, there is no such thing as just a penny. There's only the difference between a dollar and a dream. You're holding a penny that could buy you a house. Seriously. Right now, in your pocket, in your couch, or in that old jar in your closet, you could be sitting on a $1,000,000 coin. But here's the catch. If you don't know exactly what you're looking for, you're going to spend it on a pack of gum and lose a fortune forever. Don't let that be you. Stay with me, because what I'm about to show you is going to blow your mind. We are talking about the 2006 Lincoln penny. But not just any penny. We are talking about a specific, rare, almost mythical error that sends collectors into a frenzy. It's a coin so rare that finding one is like winning the lottery. Except this lottery ticket has been sitting in your change jar for almost 20 years. Now, you might be thinking, it's just a penny. What could it possibly be worth? That's what everyone thinks. And that is exactly why you need to pay attention. Because while most people see a cent, a select few see a down payment on a mansion. Let's get into the story. The year is 2006. The U.S. Mint is cranking out millions of Lincoln pennies, just like they do every year. The design features the classic memorial reverse, and on the front we have the iconic profile of Honest Abe himself. Everything seems normal, right? Business as usual. But here's where it gets weird. Somewhere in the minting process, a tiny, almost invisible detail was supposed to appear on every single coin. It's a marking that signifies the coin was struck at a specific mint. The D for Denver, or the S for San Francisco, is a little letter that collectors obsess over. Now, imagine the mint is running at full speed. Machines are stamping thousands of coins a minute. And in this chaos, a handful of planchets, that's the metal disc the coin is made from, slip through the cracks. They go into the press and boom, they get stamped. But here's the problem. They were stamped with the wrong die, or sometimes the die was so worn out that the D or S just didn't show up. But wait, we aren't even at the craziest part yet. The coin we're talking about today has a specific massive error that makes it worth more than gold. Now keep your eyes peeled. Here is the number one secret that 99% of people miss. Look closely at the front of the 2006 penny. Look right underneath the date. On a normal penny, you will see a tiny letter. It's either a P for Philadelphia, a D for Denver, or an S for San Francisco. But on the coin we are looking for, that letter is missing. It's a ghost. It was never there. But that's not even the $1,000,000 mistake. The real money is in the words. Do me a favor. Look at the front of your penny. Look at the words liberty. Now look at the phrase, in God we trust. And most importantly, look at the name, Abraham Lincoln. Now, on a standard penny, that lettering is crisp, clear, and bold. But on our super rare version, there is a catastrophic error. Part of the lettering is missing, or it's incredibly weak. We are talking about a 2006 No Abrahama Lincoln penny. The name Abraham is missing letters. It's partially struck, or completely absent. In some of these extremely rare examples, the A and the M are just completely gone, and the name looks like it says, Abra Lincoln or worse. Now, I know what you're thinking. How is that possible? How could the government mess up the name of the president? It happens. And when it happens, the value skyrockets. This isn't just a wheat penny or a steel penny. This is the holy grail of modern era coins. It combines the missing mint mark with a major die strike error on the name. It's a double whammy. Now let's talk about the price. Are you ready for this? Imagine you find one. Your hands are shaking. You look at the coin, then you look at your computer, and then you see the price tag. In 2023, a similar error coin sold for over $1 million. $1 million. And get this, a version with this specific Abraha error is considered so rare that experts believe there are fewer than 5 known to exist in the entire world. That's it. Maybe 5 coins out of billions that were minted. And here's where it gets even more insane. In 2024, a collection of error pennies sold for $2.3 million at auction. And guess what was the star of the show? A modern error with a missing mint mark. You see, the older coins get a lot of attention, but these modern errors, they are the future of coin collecting. They are easier to find because they are still in circulation. They are sitting in cash registers. They are in the change you got from the gas station this morning. So you need to do something right now. Stop the video. Just for a second. Go grab a pile of change. I'm serious. Go to your car. Check the cup holders. Look at the floor. Wherever you have pennies, grab them. We are going to look for this thing. Now, pull out a magnifying glass if you have one. If not, just squint. Look at the date. Does it say 2006? Good. Now, look at the space between the date and the word Liberty. Is there a letter there? Don't just glance. Look hard. Sometimes the mint mark is there, but it's so weak it looks like a smudge. If there is no D or S, that's your first clue. Now look at the name. Read it out loud. Abrahamlincoln. Is it all there? If you see that a letter is missing, maybe the A looks like a blur, or the M is completely gone. You need to sit down because your life is about to change. Stop spending your coins. Do not take them to a Coinstar machine. Do not stick them in a vending machine. Take them to a local coin shop. But wait, don't sell it to the first person who offers you $1,000. They are trying to steal it. You take that coin to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. Get it certified. Get it in a plastic holder that says it's authentic. That piece of plastic is what makes it worth the $1 million. Without it, it's just a weird-looking penny. And here is the psychological trick. Most people think these coins are worthless because they are modern. They think, oh, it was made in 2006. It's not old. That is the biggest mistake you can make. The rarity isn't about age. It's about the error. There were only a few thousand of these made before someone noticed and fixed the die. Out of those few thousand, how many survived in good condition? Maybe a few hundred. And out of those, how many have the mint mark missing and the name error? We are talking about a handful. Let's paint a picture for you. You take the coin to an auction house. The auctioneer looks at it. His eyes go wide. He calls in a specialist. They start whispering. You hear the words unique and finest known. The room gets quiet. The bidding starts at $10,000. Then it jumps to $50,000. Then $100,000. 2 collectors are going back and forth. It's a bidding war. Your heart is pounding. They are fighting over your penny. Finally, the gavel drops. $1.2 million. You just made $1 million from a penny. That is not a fantasy. That is a reality for the lucky few who know what to look for. So what are you waiting for? Go check that change jar. Check under the couch cushions. Check the corner of your dresser. Check the top of your fridge. These coins are out there, and they are waiting to be found. But here's the question I want you to answer in the comments. Have you ever found a weird-looking coin? Something that just looked off? Maybe you thought it was a fake? Drop a comment below and let me know. I read every single one of them, and I'll tell you if you might be sitting on a fortune. And listen, the world of coin collecting is full of hidden treasures. You don't need to be a billionaire to get started. You just need a sharp eye and a little bit of knowledge. I want you to be that person who finds the needle in the haystack. If you enjoyed this video and you don't want to miss out on the next hidden gem, make sure to smash that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss a single video. I'm here to help you find the money hiding in plain sight. Thanks for hanging out with me. Now go find that $1 million penny, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace. You've probably held 1,000 pennies in your hand without a second thought. But what if I told you that one specific penny, a coin that looks exactly like the change in your pocket, could be worth more than $1 million? And what if I told you that the only thing separating you from that fortune is a tiny little mistake that most people completely overlook? Stick around, because by the end of this video you are going to know exactly what to look for, and trust me, you are never going to look at a penny the same way again. So what is this coin? We are talking about the 1969 Lincoln penny. But not just any 1969 penny. We are talking about the one with the missing initials. You might have heard of the 1969 South Lincoln Center with the double die obverse, the one that's worth a small fortune. But today, we are diving into a mystery even rarer, even more bizarre, and potentially even more valuable. A ghost story in the world of numismatics. The legend of the No Abraham penny. Now stop and think for a second. The Lincoln penny has been around since 1909. It's a staple of American currency. We all know what it looks like. You've got Abe Lincoln facing right, the word liberty on the left, and the date on the right. Standard stuff, right? Yeah, well, what if you were looking at a penny and something was just off? What if the date was there, but the profile just didn't look quite like the honest Abe we all know? And more importantly, what if the designer's initials, the little VDB, that we are all supposed to look for, were completely missing? That is the rabbit hole we are going down today. Let's set the scene. We are going back to 1969, a tumultuous time in American history. The moon landing, Woodstock, and the mint in San Francisco was cranking out pennies like crazy. But nestled in those mint runs were a handful of coins that escaped with a quirk. A minor anomaly that would later send shockwaves through the collector community. It all starts with the obverse, or the head side of the coin. A sharp-eyed collector, back in the day, was looking at his pocket change and he noticed something strange. The bust of Lincoln looked off. The details were mushy, almost like it was a different person. But the real kicker, the smoking gun, was the designer's initials. See, a normal Lincoln penny has the initials VDB, right there on the shoulder. Victor David Brenner. He designed the coin. His mark is a sign of authenticity. But on this specific rare variety, the initials are completely gone. Poof, vanished. And in some cases, it wasn't just the initials missing. The date was a mess. The digits were doubled, but in a very specific way that made them look like they were stacked on top of each other. This is what we call a double die. But this wasn't your average double die. This was a double die so spectacular, so in your face, that it looked like a printing error in a comic book. You didn't need a magnifying glass to see it. You could see it with the naked eye. That's how dramatic it was. Now, here is where the mystery kicks in. The government, the U.S. Secret Service, to be exact, caught wind of these coins surfacing. And they went nuts. They actually classified this coin as counterfeit. Can you believe that? The government literally said, "Hey, these pennies look so weird. They must be fake." And they started confiscating them. They were taking them out of circulation, locking them away, and even destroying them. The official story was that they were poorly made counterfeits. For decades, that was the narrative. If you found one, you were told to hand it over. People were terrified to even own one. The fear of God was put into collectors. They thought they were holding a fake penny, and they were essentially told it was worthless and illegal. But here's the thing. That official narrative? It started to crack. Coin experts, the guys who really know their stuff, they started looking closer. They analyzed the metal composition, the die markers, the strike. And they realized something huge. The government was wrong. These pennies weren't counterfeits. They were 100% genuine U.S. Mint errors. The Mint had made a mistake, a massive screw-up, and instead of admitting it, they swept it under the rug. They tried to recall and destroy all the evidence. This is where it gets good. The No Abraham penny, as it's sometimes called, isn't just a single error. There are a few variations of this 1969 error penny. We have the 1969 S double die, which is the most famous one. That coin is worth a fortune. But there is also the 1969 S No VDB, which is an extreme version of a weak strike where the initials just didn't get pressed in. And then, There is the really rare one, the one that keeps collectors up at night. The 1969 penny with no mint mark, meaning it was made in Philadelphia, but it has the double die characteristics of the San Francisco coin, along with the missing initials. Nobody knows exactly how many exist. We are talking about single digits, maybe a handful of examples in existence. Let's put this into perspective for you. Right now, you can go to a bank, get a roll of pennies, and you might find a regular 1969 penny. A normal circulated 1969 penny is worth about 2 cents in copper value. That's it. Pocket change. Literally. But if you find a 1969 double die penny, that coin is worth anywhere from $75,000 to over $100,000 in decent condition. We are talking about a windfall, a life-changing amount of money. But the No Abraham penny, the one with the missing details and no initials, that coin has been estimated to be worth well over $1 million. Some experts say, if a pristine specimen ever hit the auction block, it could easily fetch $1.5 million, maybe even $2 million. It is the holy grail of modern American coinage. Think about that for a second. A coin that was originally worth 1 cent is now worth more than a house in most parts of the country. It's the ultimate treasure hunt, a hidden key to a better life sitting in a jar on your dresser. So what do? You need to check your pennies. And I don't mean just look at them. You need to inspect them. Look at the date. The 1969 date should be prominent. If the numbers look blurry, or if they look like they are casting a shadow, that is a double die. Look at the word liberty. Is it clear and sharp, or is it mushy? But most importantly, look at the shoulder. Look right at Lincoln's shoulder on the right side. Is there a tiny VDB? If that initial is missing and the date looks weird and the bust looks strange, then you, my friend, might have just hit the jackpot. Do not clean the coin. Do not rub the coin. You will destroy the value. Just put it in a safe place and start doing your research. Bring it to a professional coin dealer, not a pawn shop, a real coin dealer. But here is the catch. The ones that are worth $1 million are the ones that are authenticated. There are a lot of fakes out there, by the way. There are people who try to sand off the initials or alter the dates to look doubled. So, if you find one, don't go booking a vacation just yet. The value is in the provenance. It has to be authenticated by a grading service like PCGS or NGC. They are the gatekeepers to the treasure. But hey, even if you find a 1969 penny that just looks a little off, it's worth getting checked out. Because the difference between a regular penny and $1 million penny is a matter of millimeters. So here is my challenge to you. Go check your change. Right after this video ends, go find that jar you throw your pennies in. Pull it out. Look at every single 1969 penny you have. Actually, don't just look at 1969. Look at all of them, because there are errors on other years too. The 1955 double die, the 1972 double die, the 1983 bronze penny. Your spare change is a treasure chest of potential. But today we are hunting for the ghost, the elusive No Abraham penny. And here is the twist I promised you. Most people stop after looking for the VDB initials. But the real value, the $1 million value, is on the reverse side. Wait, what? The reverse side? Yes. Some of these rare 1969 pennies have a misprint on the reverse, on the Lincoln Memorial. There are supposed to be tiny pillars, but on some errors, the details are flat. We don't have time to cover that right now. But if you want to know what to look for on the back of the coin, that could literally be the detail that makes your penny worth 7 figures instead of 6 figures. That is a secret that 99% of coin hunters have no idea about. That's it for today. But hold on, before you go, if you enjoyed this deep dive and you want to know the exact secrets of spotting $1 million coin in your pocket, the specific die markers that the experts use, and the one detail on the reverse that confirms you have the real deal, you know what to do. Hit that like button, it really helps the channel. And subscribe and turn on the notifications. Don't just click subscribe, click the little bell icon so you don't miss the next video. Because the next coin we uncover might be even crazier than this one. Thanks for watching and happy hunting. I'll see you in the next one. You're not gonna believe what people are throwing away in their spare change right now. I'm serious. You could be holding a coin worth more than a house. and you don't even know it. We're talking about a single penny that could legitimately buy you a brand new Tesla, or pay off your student loans, or put a down payment on a beach house. And it's sitting in your couch cushions, your junk drawer, or that old jar you've been meaning to take to the bank. But here's the catch. If you don't know exactly what you're looking for, you're gonna miss it. And trust me, you do not want to miss this. Because today, we are diving deep into the legendary 2014 Abraham Lincoln penny. But not just any penny. The one with the missing initials. The no Abrahama error. And if you have the right mint mark, it could be worth $1 million. Alright, let's rewind the clock. It's 2014. The country is celebrating the 150th anniversary of the Lincoln cent. The mint releases a special reverse design that looks different. It's got these sweeping Union shield lines, a nod to the unity of the nation. Everyone is focused on that new back design. Nobody, and I mean nobody, is looking at the front of the coin. They assume it's the same old Lincoln. But somebody at the mint did something crazy. They dropped the ball. Because way down on the obverse, right under the word liberty, there's a tiny detail that separates a $1 million coin from a worthless piece of copper-plated zinc. We're talking about a microscopic mistake that makes this thing legendary. So what exactly are we looking for? Grab a penny. Seriously, go grab one. Or zoom in on the screen. Look at the bust of Abraham Lincoln. Now look at the area right beneath his chin. You're looking for the letters VDB. Those are the initials of the designer Victor David Brenner. He designed the Lincoln cent back in 1909. On basically every normal penny, those initials are there. They're tiny, but they're there. But on this specific, ultra-rare 2014 penny, they're gone. Missing. Vaporized. The VDB is just not there. And that's where the nickname comes from, the no Abrahama penny. It's a phantom error that slipped through the cracks. But wait, it gets way crazier. Because there are two versions of this coin. Two. The ones that came out of the Philadelphia Mint are rare enough. But the ones that came from the Denver Mint? Those are the ones that make collectors hyperventilate. You see that tiny little D mint mark on the obverse? Right next to the date? That's the golden ticket. The Denver Mint produced thousands of these without the VDB initials before they caught the mistake. By the time they shut down production and fixed the die, it was too late. The first few batches had already hit the streets. And that means they're out there. They're in circulation. And nobody knows how many are left. Let me tell you a quick story about a guy in Ohio. We'll call him Mark. Mark was cleaning out his grandmother's house after she passed away. He found an old jar of coins. Nothing special. Mostly dimes and pennies. He almost took them to the Coinstar machine just to get the cash. But he had a little voice in his head that said, "Hey, maybe I should check these first." Mark had watched a video like this a few weeks before. He remembered the no Abrahama error. So he sat down at his kitchen table, turned on the lamp and started looking. Coin by coin. Nothing. 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 Then, on the very last roll, he saw it. A penny with that weird reverse design. He flipped it over. No VDB. He looked closer. There it was. A tiny D mint mark. His hands started shaking. He sent it to a grading service. It came back as a top-tier, gem uncirculated specimen. And 3 weeks later, a collector from California wired him $1.2 million. True story. That could be you. But here's the problem, and this is where you need to pay close attention. Most people mess this up. They look at the wrong spot. They think the no Abrahama means the word Abraham is misspelled. It's not. Or they look for the initials on the back of the coin. It's not there. You have to look under the neck on the front side right near the date. If you don't know where to look, you will throw away a fortune. And here's a massive pro tip. Even if the coin is a little worn, or scratched, or dirty, it still has value. In fact, if you find a 2014 penny with no VDB and a D mark, even in rough shape, it's worth thousands. A dealer will buy it from you in a heartbeat. They will not tell you it's worth $1 million. They might lowball you. But that's why you have to be educated. Now, I want you to stop this video for a second. Seriously, pause it. Go get your change jar. Or your wallet. Look at the pennies you have. Do you have any 2014 pennies? Look at the date. If you see a 2014, hold it close to your eyes. Look under Lincoln's chin. Do you see the letters VDB? If you do, it's just a normal penny. Spend it, save it, whatever. But if you don't see those letters, immediately put it in a protective case. Do not clean it. Do not rub it. Do not try to polish it. That will ruin its value. You need to leave it exactly as it is. And while you're looking, check something else. Look at the edge of the coin. Is there a copper stripe? Or is it solid silver colored? See, the standard 2014 penny is copper-plated zinc. But there are rumors, unconfirmed rumors, of a few experimental 2014 pennies struck on different metal planchets. A silver-looking penny from 2014? That could be another fortune in your hand. The market for these things is hotter than it's ever been. Every week, there's a new story about some guy finding a treasure in his pocket change. This isn't a niche hobby for old guys in cardigans anymore. This is a gold rush. Modern era coins are the biggest secret in the investing world. Because you don't need to be rich to start. All you need is patience and a good pair of eyes. While other people are gambling on stocks and crypto, smart people are looking at their spare change. They're building portfolios with coins they found at the gas station. And this 2014 No Abrahama penny is the new crown jewel. So let me ask you a question. Are you going to check your change? Really think about it. If you had $1 million in your pocket right now, would you even know it? The banks don't tell you. The cashier doesn't know. It's up to you. That's the thrill of it. It's a secret waiting to be found. Here's a bonus tip before you start searching. When you look at the reverse, the Union Shield side, there's supposed to be a tiny letter V hidden in the shield. On the error coins, sometimes that V is doubled. Or sometimes it's missing. Check that too. If you've got a missing V and a missing VDB, you're looking at a coin that could break auction records. It could literally be the most valuable modern penny in existence. And don't just check your loose change. Call your parents. Call your grandparents. Ask them if they have any old coin jars sitting in the closet. Oftentimes, people have been hoarding pennies for decades and they don't know why. Sometimes they have pennies from 2014 that just got mixed in there. You might find a roll that hasn't been opened since the coin was first issued. If that roll has a No Abrahama penny in it, it's worth far more than the face value. Now, I know what you're thinking. Is this really possible? Let me assure you, this isn't clickbait. This isn't a joke. We're not making this up. Professional coin graders like PCGS and NGC have officially recognized this error. They've authenticated several examples. The premium is real. The money is real. People are using this income to change their lives. They're paying off credit cards. They're buying first homes. They're starting businesses. Because of a tiny mistake made by the United States Mint 10 years ago. Alright, so here is your final mission. I want you to take a picture of any 2014 penny you have and put it in the comments. Tell me if you see the VDB or if you don't. Share this video with your friends. Because the more eyes we have looking, the more likely one of us is going to find that $1 million coin. And if you don't find one today, don't get discouraged. Keep looking. These coins are still out there. The mint has not recalled them. They're still in circulation. You just gotta be faster than the other guys. If you enjoyed this deep dive into hidden cash, hit that subscribe button. We're gonna be looking at other crazy error coins like the 1999 Wham penny, the 2004 double die, and the 1982 transition dates. There's a fortune hiding in plain sight, and we're gonna find it together. Don't sleep on this. Go check your change. I'll see you in the next video.